Hi, everyone. My name is Lilybet. I'd like to welcome you to part 3 of the Self-Healing and Renewal class. We are here to share with you, and we will go over 2 more chakras in this class, identification and relating. Now, I'd like to introduce the other co-presenters. Richard.
I'm Richard Lassiter. I'm in Richmond, Virginia. I've been involved with this program 45 years. I love it, and I look forward to being involved with it more.
My name is Kathleen Ellis. I'm from Leesburg, Georgia. I've also been involved with this for decades, and I've always been attracted to the healing classes and the information about self-healing. So I'm excited about being a part of the presentation team. And Judy.
Hi, I'm Judy Katzen. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. I've been involved with New Spiritual Horizons since 1990. I was a speech therapist and I'm now retired. And so the relating chakra, the thyroid, is very important to me. I used to suffer from a lot of sore throats, and then healing it with this information that we're going to share today. Now I don't get any sore throats. So back to Lilybet.
Thanks, Judy. My name's Lilybet Obrecht, and I'm in Ashland, Virginia. I've been involved with New Spiritual Horizons since 2004. It is a foundation for me in my spiritual work and growth, and I use the tools and techniques I found in classes like these every single day. Living on planet Earth has been a little rocky in this last year, and there have been a great number of changes. All of these changes can bring on stress and a sense of being out of control, but each of us is in control of our own thoughts and feelings. These times of change have been an opportunity to reassess our priorities, have inner growth, and discover new possibilities. As spiritual educators, we want to share with you what has worked for us. We are not proving anything, just sharing. We think that there is something for everyone in this material. I know I have learned more about having inner peace regardless of what is going on around me. I've become more immune to stress and anxiety, so I'm really able to be solution oriented. As souls with bodies, we are here to learn and grow, understand that we are energy and have a life purpose, and a team of spiritual helpers or angels. We work with the big picture of life here on planet Earth. This class and the next 2 we are offering will go into these concepts into more detail. Now, I'd like to ask everyone to close your eyes and relax and take a couple of deep breaths. Release today's experiences, any thoughts from the past, and breathe and be in the now. Just let it all go. And when you're ready, open your eyes. You may want to set a goal for yourself for this class. It could even be what inspired you to attend. Make a note of it to reflect on when the class is ended. In this class, Self-Healing and Renewal, we will talk about the concepts around identification and relating chakras, share some keys to understanding whether they are in and out or out of balance, and go through some techniques that you can take with you. These techniques will lift your energy and ultimately the energy of our planet. So let's move to Richard.
Hey guys, if you've been with us in previous classes, we went through this. I'm going to touch on it very briefly in this class. You're welcome to go and watch class 1 where we really looked at it more in depth. But this is a traditional way of looking at chakras where they're lined up in a straight row. Our inspiration has been that if you turn this figure sideways and look at it, now you begin to see how the energy really flows. The energy flows in from the universe into the back of your head at what some call the crown chakra. It flows down your spinal column to your coccyx, makes a U-turn and starts heading up through the entire glandular system and out the third eye. This is more in line with modern spiritual understanding because with this, you're getting energy that's continually flowing from the universe. And these classes have been designed, this one, the two before it, and the one coming after it, to give you an understanding of the concepts, the ways I think that can either open me up to 100% of the available energy to me, or begin to close it down so I begin to have eventually physical troubles. Learning how to work with my own energy and how to keep these energy centers full open gives me a childlike enthusiasm and vitality that I have found no other way to experience. So that's what we're going to be concerning ourselves with tonight, is helping you have a better understanding of how I'm thinking about my identification and how I relate to myself, others in the universe, how my thinking in those areas can clog that energy up or open it up to give me a lot more abundance and fun and enjoyment in life. If you want to learn about the others, like I said, go back and take a look at the programs we presented up till now. They're on the YouTube channel. We'll post that in the window. But enjoy the class, and let's focus tonight on the chakras.
Now we're going to start by reviewing the different chakras and what they actually do for you. And we did this in the other classes too. So we'll go through this rather quickly. And as Richard said, make sure you see the other two classes through the links. The first chakra, as Richard mentioned, goes through the back of the head. It's self-acceptance, inflow. And it goes down to the coccyx, which is your wants, and then up to your needs, which is the reproductive area. Then the next chakra is identity, and that's the one we're going to focus on today. That's around your solar plexus, and that's what is me and what is not me, your own identity as a soul. The next one is the drive, which is the heart chakra, your incentive. And next is relating, which is around the thyroid. And we're also going to focus on that today. That's very important, how you relate to yourself and how you relate to others. And then number 7 is right at the third eye, that's sharing or outflow. And all of them work together so that if you have a concept that's off in any of these areas, any negative self-talk, anything that's a little not aligned, you're going to experience dis-ease or disease in your body. And that's why it's very important to keep these balanced. Kathleen is now going to tell us a little bit more about identification and relating.
So during this class, as we've mentioned, we're going to explore chakra number 4 and number 6. We acknowledge that maybe how we number it is a little different, but this is the way that it's worked for us. So chakra number 4 is in the solar plexus area. We call it identification. Chakra number 6, as Judy already mentioned, is in the throat area, and we call it relating. So we're going to start going a little more depth into the identification chakra first. So this particular paragraph is really a key for the opening up of this chakra. So let's go ahead and read it. You can read along with me if you'd like, just be reading when you're muted. Identification, solar plexus, is the ability to remain an individual and yet freely identify with other individuals or groups. It is the capacity to sense the needs, desires, and feelings of other individuals, but not to become involved in their problems. So just reading it again, identification, solar plexus. It's the ability to remain an individual and yet freely identify with other individuals or groups. It is a capacity to sense the needs, desires, and feelings of other individuals, but not become involved in their problems. So that solar plexus, that's located right below our rib cage, above our belly button. And it deals with all the things that have to do with digestion, our liver, our stomach, the intestinal area, the gallbladder, all those different organs are all energized by this. And also getting down into the kidneys and even into the adrenal glands. And you know that adrenal glands are that fight or flight. That's something that goes throughout the whole body. So all of us have had that experience. We're doing something new and different. We're not quite getting an idea of how we fit in it. We might get those butterflies in our stomach. That's a symptom of sort of a dis-ease, hopefully just momentarily in that area. Other people might get some digestion types of upsets, nausea or lower bowel types of problems. All of those are symptoms, but what our goal is to help give you information about how to keep this area very balanced. And that's where Judy's going to share about being in balance.
Thank you, Kathleen. Let's look at the next slide for the balanced concepts for identity. And again, make sure that you're muted on the bottom, but I want you to read it out loud with me. Key concepts for identity chakra. I feel one with everyone I meet. I have understanding and empathy with others as they are growing. It is stimulating to interact with people who have different ideas and outlooks. This identity chakra is all about empathy, oneness. You can see from the balance concepts, no judgment, detachment, letting people grow in their own time, discernment, meaning what is me and what is not me. It's kind of when you're talking, let's say you're talking to your children and they're talking about something and you want to tell them what to do. You kind of have to bite down on that tongue and realize they have the freedom to solve whatever they're going through. They have their own identity. They came in with their own group of angels. For what's me and what's not me, let's take down that slide. And what I would recommend is creating a positive bubble of energy around yourself. So close your eyes for a minute and just picture a beautiful bubble of light-filled positive energy. That can be your buffer. And in the technique workshop that's coming up, we're going to show you a technique that even creates a stronger buffer around you so that when people are angry, instead of coming into your heart, it comes in here. You have that buffer and you have discernment. Also, it's good to ask yourself, do I have empathy for myself as I am growing? As you're growing, do you judge yourself? Do you criticize yourself or say, oh, I made a mistake? That was just a stepping stone to growing. Right now, we're going to share. So I want you to share on that question. Do I have empathy for myself as? And now that we've shared, let's go on to limiting concepts for that identity chakra. The next slide. So concepts that limit this chakra and what you say to yourself. And again, we're going to read this all together, but stay muted. I'm afraid that people will take advantage of me. I am smarter than or not as smart as these people. These people are different and they scare me. Our goal as spiritual souls are to feel one with all things. And you can see that these concepts actually separate us. They diminish the flow. They're all about judgment, lack of discernment, sympathy, not empathy, over concern. And since all of the chakras interrelate, anytime we judge ourselves or others, we definitely throw this chakra off balance. No one needs saving really, because, when we feel sorry for someone, we have to realize we can give them tools, we can maybe make suggestions, but ultimately it's between you and your angels. And the person has to come to the point where they understand their lessons. No one can really help them with them. It's just about connecting to your angels and your truth. And let's go to the next slide, which is going to talk about relating. And Kathleen is going to guide us through it.
So we're going to do a little technique to get a feeling for what it means to really relate to myself and to everyone else. And I want you just to take a moment. I'm going to say some words to you in a minute, and I want you to repeat them. And I'm probably going to do it a couple times until I get a feeling that you have a feeling for what I'm saying. This is the attitude that you had as a child, the attitude you had about yourself and the whole universe. I have a 7-year-old, and this is his attitude of life. He doesn't have a lot of the encumbrances that I have, not nearly the encumbrances I have. And he's so free that I just learned so much from him. But what I want you to do, I'm going to say these words. I'm going to say, I am whole and perfect and one with all things. No one can give me anything, and no one can take anything away from me. What I want you to do is close your eyes, and I'm going to say them again. And this time I want you to just repeat what I say. All right? Ready? Everybody's eyes closed. I am whole and perfect and one with all things. No one can give me anything, and no one can take anything away from me. Okay, I can see that's not really comfortable to everybody. What we're going to do is we're going to make it a little more intense. What you're going to do this time is you're going to go, I am whole, perfect, and one with all things. No one can give me anything, and no one can take anything away from me. So when you have a first person word pop up there, you're talking about yourself, drive it home. Okay, let me demonstrate that one more time. I am whole, perfect, and one with all things. No one can give me anything, and no one can take anything away from me. So let's do that. Take a breath. Relax, tune into that childlike part of yourself. And let me say it first, and then you copy me. I am whole and perfect and one with all things. No one can give me anything, and no one can take anything away from me. Okay. So what I'm going to ask everyone to do is share how that felt. Because in reality, that is reality. You have no separation from anything in the whole universe. No separation from yourself, no separation from any of the people, the plants, the animals. You're part of all this. So you're whole and you're perfect and you're one with all things. But where I see people trip themselves up is that word perfect. But how can you be a more perfect example of you at your current state of consciousness than you are? There's no one like you. No one even close. No one in the universe has had your experiences through time. No one has the makeup you had. So you're the perfect you. I'm the perfect me. My co-instructors are the perfect co-instructors. So this concept of perfection is just that. It's a concept. It's not something out there in the future. It's something that's always in the now. I'm the perfect me in the now. So that's what this is really all about. And if that's the case, no one can add anything to me and no one can take anything away from me. And that is the essence of my identification. It's minding my own business, living my life purpose, and allowing you to live yours. Who's up next? You, Kathleen?
Mm-hmm.
And that's this one, right?
Right. So we're going to do similar things, but now with the relating gland. That's the thyroid area. So I'm going to read this paragraph twice. You can read along with me, just read muted. It's the ability to meet other people easily and enter into constructive relationships with them. It is the ability to remain relaxed and comfortable in all circumstances or conditions involving other people. Relating, thyroid. It is the ability to meet other people easily and enter into constructive relationships with them. It's the ability to remain relaxed and comfortable in all our circumstances or conditions involving other people. So this thyroid area, this relating, that's all in the throat area where the thyroid and the parathyroid glands are located. It energizes all things related to communication. That's why Judy was so turned on, because being a speech pathologist, that was her whole career, is working with communication. Well, we all have to work with communication. We all need to be able to relate to ourselves first, and then to relate to others. And what happens when we get nervous? Our throat closes up, right? For a lot of us. Or we find that maybe we have some kind of speech disorder, something maybe with too much volume or too little volume, or stuttering, all those different things. That all goes back to a dis-ease in this area. Like Richard said earlier when we were talking about the whole system, each gland has 100% energy flowing to it. But if we're not in balance, then we're leaving ourselves out. And that's where Judy's going to talk about the balanced and out of balance concepts about the relating gland.
To remain comfortable with this chakra and to remain in balance, these are some of the key concepts. I'm going to again read it out loud, but make sure you're muted and say it loudly with me. I feel free and comfortable in expressing my true feelings. I encourage myself with kind and loving thoughts. I feel comfortable and relaxed even when people disagree with me. That last one is really important. Raise your hand if you actually feel that way, that you feel comfortable when people disagree with you. That is a wonderful thing. And in our society, we need that more, to get so upset at the other person just because they're expressing their truth is not a healthy way to relate. Some of the key words for this are relaxed, comfortable, at ease in our relationships, really comfortable in our own skin. I know for me personally, I work on this every single day. It doesn't come naturally, but it's very important. And if you're with anyone that goes, you know that they're not feeling comfortable, or maybe they're not authentic. So it's important to listen up. Let's see what happens when we get out of balance in this chakra. What do we say to ourselves? Again, I'll read it and you read it with me. I need to keep quiet since others might disagree with me. I feel insecure when people have different ideas than mine. I do not like change. This is all about holding back in sharing, being afraid of what the other people think, shyness. And sometimes it's oversharing. People talk and talk and talk, but they're not really talking about their true feelings. It's more out there. It's also negative self-talk. And this is why I had a lot of sore throats when I didn't understand this chakra or the concepts, because a lot of times just unconsciously, I would be saying negative things to myself. Today, I'm aware and I transform that into positives, because that's a way to keep healthy. You don't want to get sore throats. You don't want to get problems in this area. So the concepts that keep you healthy are very important. Lilibet is going to lead us in a technique that really helps with this chakra.
This is a great technique. It's called the Love Feast. And we are going to have Judy be the first person to receive the Love Feast, and we're all going to participate. So Judy, we're going to have everybody select a positive keyword for you, get their first impression of what comes to them as a positive keyword. So Kathleen, do you have a positive keyword that you can give to Judy?
Enthusiasm.
And Richard, do you have a positive keyword for Judy?
True concern.
And my positive keyword for Judy is love. So Judy, would you share what you just experienced? How does it feel to receive a Love Feast?
It feels wonderful. It feels like such high positive energy. And for me, I'm going to take those 3 words and put them in a sentence and use them as an affirmation. Thank you.
During our live classes, everyone would take a turn receiving a Love Feast. And the purpose of this technique is to give people the experience of love without hooks and sharing feelings with other people. And I can't relate to something in someone else unless I also have it within me. Thank you.
So one of the things that we are doing is that we routinely offer a bigger picture. And we've offered you some information today about the flow of energy, but we'd like to talk about not only your energy, but also that big picture of you on planet Earth. Our next class is called Intuition, Spirit Guides, and Life Purpose. There's many different timings that are offered from April 27th through May 1st in the afternoon and evenings and even on Saturday. The investment for that class is $15. And we're going to put in the chat also, but you can register for the class and get more information about it at newspiritualhorizons.com step 1. And I want to just tell you, when I attended that sort of big picture program, it was amazing. I had been really already through college and I was still looking for what is life all about. And here was someone who sort of put all the pieces together for me. And there was a couple different instances in that particular presentation that changed my life. So I wanted to get involved and share that information with other people, and I've done so. And I'd like to ask my my associates here who are working on spirits work to share a little bit about their experience when they first attended that Step 1 program.
I'll share. I loved this. When I first listened to this workshop, it was like candy for my soul because my parents really weren't able to teach me the big picture. And not only did I learn the big picture, where I came from, what I'm doing here, my life purpose as a soul, there were techniques that were so powerful as far as staying cleansed and connected to spirit. To me, it was worth $1,000,000.
The only reason, if I tell you I had a dream, that you believe me is because you've had a dream. If you hadn't had a dream, I don't know whether you'd believe that I had them or not. And that's the way it is with spiritual things. They can't be proven. You can't prove to me you have a dream. You can't prove to me you have a thought. But since I have thoughts, and I have dreams, and I have feelings that we have in common, then we agree on that. And the magic of this workshop is I began to learn to experience things that more experienced people had experienced. In other words, people taught me how to see an aura. People taught me for myself, I could actually do these things that I didn't know I could do. And that's what has kept me with this program, because every class I take, every new workshop I go to, I expand that ability. I really think it's limitless. But it all started with that bigger picture program, the orientation program that is coming up next week. So if I would encourage anyone who really wants to grow spiritually. I mean, if you really want to grow, if you just want to dabble, this may not be for you. But if you really want to dig in and see what your potential is and what you can do and where you came from and why you're here, and release the fear of death, communicate with your helpers, understand how to be the real you, this is worth taking a look at. It really is, in my opinion. And that's all I have to say.
Great. Anything from you, Lilybeth?
I too remember when I took this class, and it just helped me put so many things together for myself. And it was exactly what I was looking for and the right timing for me. And I had been looking for answers outside of myself. And this class provided me the tools to just help me sort and figure it all out for myself, which has just been invaluable. So I recommend it to everyone.
Great. And at the end of next week, we have some workshops. And that's where you have the opportunity to bring out your inner wisdom. And those workshops for me gave me some tools and techniques that I've been using 40 plus years later. So we recommend that you do it in a step-by-step manner. Step one is more in the beginning of the week, and they're all the way through Saturday. But I think on Friday night and Saturday, there will be those workshops, the 20th, the 30th, and May 1st. So with that, we're going to go back to look at that flow of energy again, because that's what it's all about. We've been covering throughout this whole presentation, and Lilybeth's going to be recovering that.
Yes, let's look at this energy flow again. And remember that it's not just individual energy centers, but a flow of energy through our chakra system. And that we need to pay attention to the concepts that arise within ourselves so that we know where we are out of balance or in balance, because the goal, after all, is balance. So when that balance isn't there, we can experience that out of balance feeling in our physical body. And we notice it by how we interact with ourselves and with other people. Remember, the concepts that we hold on to determine how good we feel. Now we're going to do the healing and renewal technique. Just go ahead and relax and take a deep breath and close your eyes. Just let go and be in the now. And imagine the energy from the universe, clear and bright, flowing through you, entering from the back of your head, flowing down your spine to your coccyx, healing and relaxing your neck and back. From your Wants chakra, At the coccyx, feel that energy healing and radiating down your legs all the way to your toes. Now let that energy flow back up into your reproductive area and your need chakra. Feel it cleansing all the organs and tissues in that area. Feel the energy filling your body, flowing up through all your core organs and your identification chakra, radiating through your heart, your lungs, as it passes through your drive chakra, up to your thyroid, your relating chakra. Feeling that healing energy fill your entire body. Feel it flow upwards, filling your head and flowing out into the world through your third eye. And just sit and experience that flow. Feeling your body relax and strengthen as this pure energy of light and love continues to flow into, through, and out of you. And when you're ready, come on back and open your eyes. We have one more technique that is going to be led by Richard.
Okay. Now that your energy's flowing and moving, let's do something with it. We're going to do a technique we call environmental cleansing. And I'm going to jump right into it. I want you to just, again, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and tune back into the feeling of that universal energy, that pure love flowing in and through you and out. A feeling of just giving of yourself for your own benefit. And see that energy as a pure white light and see it surrounding you. See it surrounding where you're sitting. See it fill the room. Just keep flowing that energy into that bubble of white light. Don't try, just let it flow. You may be able to visualize it. You may be able to feel it. Now feel that energy expand to fill your home. Every nook and cranny, closet, bathroom, kitchen, living room, every room in your home. Basement, attic if you have one. And expand it to fill the boundaries of your property, whether that be a condo or a mansion. Move out to the boundaries. That bubble of pure white love energy. Crystal clear. Expand it to fill your neighborhood and your town or city. And your state or province. Expand it to fill your country. And see it flow around the world. This is the beauty and power of the love that you are. And invite all souls of goodwill to join you in that cleansing of the world. Bring it back to your country, back to your state or province, back to your home, back to you. Release it. Take a deep breath. Recenter yourself. Pretty cool, eh? I want you to notice how you feel right now. Feel that peace that passes understanding that comes from being of service to yourself and others. All right.
We just want to thank you for the opportunity and just to remind you that we covered about 5 different techniques. These are take-home techniques. You can start working with them. We covered that energy flow and that opportunity to go more in depth into the thyroid chakra, both in balance and out of balance, and how important it was for you to have that sense of being relaxed and relate to yourself and others. We covered the identification chakra, how important it is for you to learn how to sort of mind your own business and to be an awareness of yourself and what you're experiencing and how to stay detached and empathetic. And that big picture information that we're offering next week is sort of a takeoff on this. Today we talk mostly about your energy flow, but there's many other concepts that we work with on a daily basis that we would love to share with you in those other programs. So I again going to ask my team members if they have any last words before we close.
I'm good. Thank you for letting me share. I enjoyed it.
I just want to encourage everyone to make these practical. Use the techniques in your life and see how you feel. It was a joy sharing with you.
Thanks everyone for letting me share. We hope to see you soon.